Alright, so I think I fixed it. I hope I did. Yeah, I don't see the thing up there anymore. Okay, so I think I did. Alright. Yeah, I don't think anybody was actually in this, but that's better. I'm sure if there was anybody there, they were loving just sitting there listening to my voice as they were playing. Alright. Up here, let's talk to this guy.
There you are, Fiver.
Ah, look, he's back with materials. Step right up. Welcome to the smithy. You'll be needing my services a lot. What I do for you is, whenever you're out in the field to gather materials, turn those materials into weapons and armor. Drop by whenever you find something new and interesting. I'll give you some materials here as a welcome present. You can use them to upgrade your equipment. Yep, smithy, got it. Alright, so you see there's all sorts of different things here. He won't let us do anything yet. There's upgrade equipment. You can go through and you can just select the equipment you have. And, yeah, upgrading your armor. And you can see there's spheres here you can get. There's the true, and there's different rankings. We just got these true armor spheres for, logging in and everything. But for the most part, starting off, you're going to get armor sphere and armor sphere plus. These are how you increase your equipment. Each equipment has a limited number of times it can be upgraded too. If you look at the leather mail in the middle of the screen, it says level 1, defense 2. To next level, 1 point. Underneath that, upgrades remaining 5. So if you go back to the required materials, if I select armor sphere, you can see I can increase it by 1, and now it's level 2, defense of 4, upgrades remaining 4. I can do it again, level 3, defense of 6, upgrades remaining 3. Not going to. These armor spheres, they're not hard to get, but you don't get a lot of them quick. You're better off saving these and holding on to them. Do not use them to upgrade your leather or chainmail armor. Save them for other armor later on. Craft defender weapons. Defender weapons is the that's the guardian weapons I mentioned before. Now we can do the forge equipment. All right, so there's upgrade equipment, which is what we just did. There's forge equipment. Now for forge equipment, there is exit. Got it. There's weapons, armor, and pendants. Pendants is they add special little they're just a cosmetic item. That's all. It hangs from your sword, and then that's it. They don't give you. Oh, they do give you some skills. Okay, so that is something to consider. But you mostly get those with it says the full bloom ticket. I have 2 of those. That's what we got for the bonus and stuff for logging in. You get those by playing in the gathering hub and stuff like that. The more important part, weapons and armor. So, charge blade. Let's go to the tree. I'm used to the tree. The tree's easier for me to navigate. Alright, so you can see we have different trees here. Defender or question mark, bone, question mark, question mark, question mark. As you go, as you come across new monsters, as the story advances, this tree will expand. It'll open up going to the right. Yeah, to the right versus under development. That'll open, and it'll also scroll down. So as you can see, you can go to this tree, and you can see what you need to craft something, and you can see what you need to craft the next level of it and everything. Oh, not under this one. I'm under Forge. Forge is you can only craft the basic starting equipment. So like when we talked to the armorer, she had this stuff that I could buy. She had the bone tree and she had the ore tree. So we can buy these things if you want, or you can craft them. Crafting is a little bit cheaper, but it requires resources. Oh, that's right, there is no... I was thinking of Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, so there is no upgrade for the weapons. My bad. This is, yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, there is. It's under equipment. That's right. Yeah, you go to your upgrade equipment. You go to the weapon you want. Okay, here we go. And now it shows what you need to create the second level, or the next level of that weapon. So I have the Proto Commission X1. For the next level, I need 2 iron ore and 200 zenny, which I have and I can make. And that gives me an increase of 288 to 324. And you can also see the sharpness meter changes when I switch back and forth between them. The sharpness meter is important. Green the bigger the green bar is, that's the maximum amount of damage you will deal when your sharpness is at the max. And when it goes, each time it goes down in tier, so it goes from green to yellow to orange to red, I think you lose like 10% damage. So starting off, it's not that bad, but if you let it get all the way down to red, which you should never let it get that low, you will be dealing like 30 to 40% less damage. Now, that's actually not too bad of a thing, depending on your build, because there is armor sets and skills you can get where your damage actually increases for the more dull a weapon is. So you actually deal less damage at the start of it, but as you go, if you keep ignoring the sharpness and let it continue to degrade, you actually deal more damage in the end. So just depends on your play style and your weapons and armor you like and stuff. But you can get a hint of what's coming up. There's a water weapon. Here's a poison weapon. That's a paralysis weapon. This is a lightning weapon and stuff. There's fire weapons. Defender tree. These are blast weapons. Blast is really powerful. Not everything's weak to blast, but most things are, I think. Blast is really powerful. So for now, let's go ahead and make... oh, and while you're under the upgrade equipment, you cannot craft a basic form of weapons. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, you can't do it. So let's go ahead and make the Proto Commission Axe 2. And we get another little cutscene. And it looks the exact same, but now you can see the next tier's opened up. Excuse me. So we need a resource that I haven't even found yet to make the next one. And for the water one, we need monster parts from a monster we haven't even fought yet. So I like to have every weapon there is. You don't need to do this. Let's go ahead and make the bone one. I'm going to skip this cutscene. I'm not going to keep watching it over and over. Equip now, no. I like to have oops, wrong button. Every weapon there is of whatever I'm using. So I like to have, and I don't mean I like to have a Proto Commission X1, a Proto Commission X2, an X3, an X4 all at once. I like to have one tier of weapon. So I like to have the Proto Commission X1, I like to have the Bone Tree. Once I can make this one, I'll turn my Proto Commission X1 into that, and then I'll make another Proto Commission X1. And and you don't need to do it at all, because you can actually downgrade weapons. So let's see, I can make a Bone Strong Arm 2. So let's go ahead and make that. Equip now, no. And you can see now it has the next tier of weapons, which I can't do any of them yet, obviously. But you can actually downgrade it. You can get the resources back that was needed to upgrade it, if you want to. And I think, and yeah, it costs money to downgrade it, but not much, just 10 zenny. So that you don't need to go through and have a weapon of every type or of every tier. I like to do it because I think it saves time. I don't like having to come through here, downgrade weapons, upgrade weapons constantly, or only having like 3 or 4 weapons and then go through and constantly downgrade, upgrade over and over. I just like going into my inventory, selecting the weapon I want, and then moving on. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So now that all that's done, We got this guy here to talk to. So the 5th has arrived.
Greetings.
Greetings there. I'm the airship engineer with the 2nd Fleet. We're on flying machines, airships, and what have you. I'm sure you're curious about why you haven't met a member of the 3rd yet. That's because we've all been stranded for years. It wasn't long after the scholars from the 3rd landed before they insisted upon crossing the Great Ravine. So they got their ship converted into an airship and off they went. It was going well until just after they'd crossed the ravine. A flying monster attacked their airship and grounded them. Sure, they were breathless to go, but seeing as I'm the man who put them in the air, I can't help but feel partly responsible for it all. Ever since then, I've been working on making a better airship, one that we could use to go rescue them. But between the New World's nasty weather and the strong winds hurtling down the ravine, it's been one failure after another. Still, you won't catch me calling it quits. A little bit of lore there. I'm ready to move on. Oh, the Meowster Chef. Or the Meowscular Chef. You're interested in bulking up the canteen with more ingredients? Now that's what I'm talking about. Take care of the quest, Fungal Flexin in the Ancient Forest, and that menu will be more packed than a Great Jagger's belly. Finish that one up and I'll be able to get my paws on the goods. Don't let me down. So there we go. He wants us to deliver 20 gourmet shroom caps. And that is a optional mission or quest. So I think let's go ahead and look at my item box. Change equipment. I'm not sure if I want to use. Yeah, the bone strong arm does 360 to 324, so I'll use the bone one. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's a pretty obvious choice to choose the bone over the other one because, or the proto, because 360 to 320. That's a big difference. But you also got to keep an eye on the sharpness. This one has a higher sharpness that lasts longer than the bone. So this one might deal more damage, but it's also quicker to lose sharpness, which means overall it'll lose more damage faster unless you stay on top of sharpening the weapon. But I'm usually pretty good about that, so I'll keep it on. I'll just go ahead and use. Yeah, I like to use it. So now, from here on, you're going to want to start learning to use about your radial menu and how to customize it and managing items. I mentioned before, when you buy stuff, it's better off sending them to the box as opposed to your pouch. Because if your pouch will fill up, you go out on a mission, you won't be able to gather anything, you have to stop, go back to camp, and then manage all that. From here, when you manage items, you can, this is what you pretty much start with all the time. I've crafted mega potions, so they're in here, but you'll start with like a couple potions, antidotes, rations, raw meat, and the empty file. Raw meat I don't use, so let's go ahead and store it. Files I don't use, so let's go ahead and store those. So now I have the stuff I do like to use. If I come over here, you can actually go ahead and start pulling this stuff out. And I want to take that honey out because I want to go ahead and craft more potions. Oh, I need more herbs. That's fine. But that's all I can do right now because I'm only on out one mission, so there's not much to do. And then if you come up here, you see it says Customize Radial Menu, and then you want to go to Quest Settings. This is where you can start customizing them, like I mentioned. You can, I think it's barbecue spit. I don't want to use that. So just hit remove. The SOS flare, I don't want to use that, so remove. First aid med and the easy ration, that's what you get started of every mission, so I keep those there because I want them to be there. Well done steak, take that out. Potion, let's switch your position. I want you to be right there, and then right there I want that to be my antidotes, so let's use that. Let's switch to shortcut 2. There's nothing there yet. That's fine. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do for now. But nope, wrong button. There we go. So now that's set. So now, whenever I got on a quest, that radial menu will come up. And here's the other thing that's cool I forgot to mention when I was over here. In your item box, you go to Manage Items, and you can see underneath your inventory, there's Manage Loadouts. If you hit, I'll go ahead and show you. It has, you have a crap load of loadouts for specific things. You know, hunts as opposed to captures, fire creatures as opposed to lightning creatures and stuff. So you can have all sorts of loadouts, and you can also name them and everything. Excuse me. Right now, that's the starting loadout. That's what you always get. I don't want to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to register my loadout that I have set up right now. So I hit triangle. It's going to save that item loadout. Overwrite radial menu loadout. Hit yes. You don't have to, but I hit yes. Because you could change the radial menu loadout and save it to each item loadout. That way, like I said, if you're using different elemental buffs or items, it'll change all those out as well, so you don't have to keep constantly adjusting them. But now you can see the loadout is to what I have set up. And if I were to go to my inventory, get rid of that, and get rid of that. Now if I come back, wait a minute, can I look at my, yeah, I come to my item pouch, and you see all I have is a potion, antidote, and the mega potion. Come back over, manage items, hit the manage loadouts. I tap the loadout, use this loadout, yes. Use radial loadout as well, yes. Instantly resets my, oops, wrong button. Instantly set my item pouch and my menu, my radial menu, to these items. It's very useful to do. It's something you want to do every single time before you go out on the mission. Is just come over here and reset it. If it's already set up to the one you want, it's still good to do, because that's the thing. As you go through, your items don't automatically refill unless you've been crafting them as you go. So if you come over here to the item box, and let's say I used a bunch of potions in my last mission, so if I look at my item pouch, I might only have 2. But if I go over here, can I switch? Oops, didn't mean to do that. If I go over here, you see I have 35. So if I actually only have 2 in here, you can also do a triangle, which is restock, and it'll restock everything. See, now I'm up to max. And that's the other thing to watch out for. If you set a radial menu loadout with less than max, it'll actually, it keeps track of the count as well. So right now all my antidotes and my potions are maxed out. If I exit, oh yeah, manage crafting list, loadouts. If I use it, you can see I'm now back down to less than max. So you want to make sure you save it and you set it as to its max. Wait a minute, I hit the wrong button. Whoops. Register. Yes. I thought I hit triangle. I guess I didn't. All right. But now that everything that is set to max, well, the items I have that are at max. Now when I come through and I select it, it automatically refills everything completely. So that's pretty useful to have, and everything is pretty good. So like I said, you want to make sure you check this each time before you go out on the mission. If anything, or at least it's just to restock your inventory and to clean the gutter out and put everything, because any of that random stuff you have, let's say you find random bugs or berries, or random bugs or like plants that you don't have all the resources you need to craft with, it'll dump it into your item box instead of letting them just sit in your inventory, cluttering it and stuff. And that is pretty much what you want to do before all the hunts. You know, it's a lot. Like I said, one thing about these games, it makes it hard, is there's a lot to do. There's a lot to manage, and there still isn't even everything yet. There's more things that are going to get introduced as we go. But I'm going to go ahead and stop, take a little break. My throat's getting really dry. I need to drink something and, you know, take a break for a few. When we come back, we'll start with the next mission, which would be pretty much the first real actual hunt. Like I said, it takes a while to get going through this. I know I've slowed it down by going through covering a lot of tutorials and explaining some of this stuff, but hopefully from here on out, things will start going a little bit faster.